As photographers, we quite often return to the same locations again and again in different conditions and in different seasons. Today we head to a beautiful loch on the west coast of Lewis in wintry conditions. On a blue sky day, it can be difficult to motivate yourself and think about what to photograph, but there's always something, even if it's just by the roadside. So welcome back to a new video. We've got snow and ice on the Isle of Lewis today and an absolutely clear blue sky except for some very fine light cloud. So we've decided to try and focus on a little bit of more calm in this week's video in comparison to our last two videos where we've had wild seas and winds and all sorts of loveliness going on. So we just thought we would calm things today and come out and maybe have a look at some ice patterns and just see what we can find. I think it can be difficult on a blue sky day to know what to photograph, but again, with conditions like this, with the snow and the ice, there's always something that you can find. So we're going to set ourselves a little challenge today. We were hoping that there might be some really nice ice patterns around the loch edge, which there are. It's just a little bit difficult to get down to them because of the conditions. So we're not going to worry too much about that, all the wider scenes, unless we get some nice golden light across the mountains over in the background there later on. But we're going to try and focus on some smaller scenes and just have a look at what we can find. So I've picked out this small little group of grasses here that are just growing through the snow. Using long lens at f6.3, I've just been trying to pick out some smaller details, and because we're using f6.3, we're getting a shallow depth of field, so we're getting some nice bokeh in the shots and just isolating little bits of grasses, and it just looks amazing. I'm absolutely loving this. So I think there's probably so much opportunity just rounding about. The sun, as it gets a little bit lower, hopefully we'll get some golden glow again through the snow and maybe across the grasses. But I think for now I'm just going to focus on these small details, these little tiny shots, so intricate and delicate. They're absolutely beautiful. So we'll pop some images up for you and just let you have a look really at what we're looking at, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. I was really enjoying the simplicity of these first few images, the delicate nature of the grasses against the snow. Completely out of our comfort zone, but very enjoyable. It was a great starting point for when the light changed later in the video. So I've just picked out this piece of grass here. There's actually three, and the branch is just leaning over, the stem of the grass is just leaning over. There's a group of darker grasses behind it, and using that shallow depth of field and just focusing on that one little piece of grass in the front is giving so much shallow depth of field, creating a really soft, dreamy image, and it just looks beautiful. So I'll try and get a little bit of video footage through the camera just to show you what I'm actually looking at. But it is so nice. The textures of the snow, it's almost like material. You know, you can see all the little detail. It's just so beautiful. So I'm really enjoying this. A massive change from what we've been doing just recent, but it's so nice as well just to try something different and have a go and try to create some shots that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily think about. You know, the waves has been amazing over the last few weeks, but when the conditions are like this with the snow and ice, they're not going to last. So I think next week we've got some warmer weather coming through and it'll be gone. So it's right to take the opportunity today just to try something a little bit different. So the sun's just dropping a little bit, and as it's warming up ever so slightly, we're getting drops of water just across the little pieces of grass. And again, with that bokeh effect, is looking absolutely beautiful. I never thought I would enjoy these types of photographs as much as I am doing, but I absolutely love them. It can be a little bit messy with some of the grasses that are poking in, but if you use the grasses to your advantage and try and blur those out, using that shallow depth of field, it can create a really good, interesting effect in the image. So again, I've just tried to do a little bit of video just to show you what I'm looking at here. But I think there's probably a few shots that we could have a look at. So the footage that I'm doing video-wise is handheld, so apologies if it's a little bit shaky, but it's just to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. And I think with the long lens, again, if you put the settings in that you're looking for with that shallow depth of field, and just try to pick out those little shots, if you put your settings in and then just sort of have a look around and just see what effect that's giving you through your viewfinder. And once you find an area that you like, just focus on it and try a couple of different compositions. So yeah, absolutely amazing. We'll pop some more images up for you. I much prefer these set of images. The bokeh, light and almost magical feel of the images was what I hoped to create. It's hard to imagine just photographing blades of grass against the snow, but I'm really happy with what we were able to achieve. Oh, that's been amazing, just picking out those little scenes. And I think the key to this type of photography, I think, is getting in and amongst it. And like I said, just trying to pick out those little scenes with the long lens. It's looking out for the light behind and thinking about what effect that might give and produce in your photograph. So we are going to, I think, wait around till sunset just to see if we get any different colours coming through. But I've really, really enjoyed that. A completely different type of photography. But I do quite like the abstract details and the smaller scenes that maybe get overlooked a little bit. Like I say, those wave images that we've been taking just recently have been amazing. But this is equally as beautiful, probably more intricate and a little bit calmer. But that was the point, I suppose, of this week's video, is on a day where it's calm, it's blue sky, there's still beauty and there's still opportunities for photographs. I also tried some ICM using the frozen ice patterns, but not sure if they're a little too minimal. Earlier in the day we passed these amazing icicles just hanging from the rocks at the side of the road, dancing in the sunlight. The darkness of the background, I feel, makes the icicles stand out even more. So I really hope you've enjoyed those images. It's been so much fun to photograph those little details and intricate little scenes, just literally at the roadside, in and amongst the grasses and ice. It's been lovely. So yeah, it's not actually that cold. It's we left home and I think it was 2 degrees, and as we drove out, the temperature dropped.
Yeah, -3
to -3. So we made our way back and just we just wanted really to focus on the loch, but as usual it's something else that sort of catches your eye a little bit. So we've just got the glove liners on today, the Warner-Tate glove liners. They've kept our hands nice and warm. We've not got the biting winds today, so we've not needed the Tinden gloves. So it's just been nice. They've actually got a touchscreen as well, so you can use your phone, easily access your camera as well. So yeah, we'll probably call it there. And if we do get any more images with the sunset lights, we'll pop those up for you. But for this week's video, thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all your interaction and comments. It massively helps, and it's much appreciated. So thanks very much. Take care. Adios. If you'd like to join us on a one-to-one photography session or small group workshop, head over to warnertatephotography.com, where you can find more information on how to book.